Thank you very much at magandang araw mga kaibigan. Nagbabalik po ang inyong programa ng Aksyon Central Luzon Special Edition. Ako po si Sunny Lopez. At ngayon po ang ating pong panauhin, as our special guest for today is of course the top honcho amongst the locators inside the Clark Freeport. He is the president of Clark Investors and Locators Association, but he is working for Peregrine and GGLC as a director. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff Pradhan. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, how are you doing these two important tasks that are assigned to you? Still a president, and at the same time, for one of the bigger, faster-growing business concerns in Clark Freeport.
I'd say it actually goes kind of hand in hand. Part of my job with GGLC and Peregrine, as we're developing this Aerotropolis mixed-use development inside the Freeport zone, is to promote Clark.
Yes.
We have a very kind of unique business model, unlike, say, a Texas Instruments or a Yokohama or a Samsung, who can operate in a vacuum. They create their manufactured product and then they go and sell it. Our product is the Philippines. Our product is Clark. So we have to be very knowledgeable about the area. We have to understand what's going on in various levels of government, local, national, and be involved in the solutions to these things. So with that, we very easily started to get involved with SILA, Maxi, some of the other organizations in the area, because these were the organizations that were helping to address the issues to help promote Clark and make it a more viable destination for business.
In fact, you have your slogan for Clark, right?
That's right, yeah. I got the button pin. You and Dennis came up with that, I believe, last time. But yeah.
In an interview.
That's right, that's right. He often tells that story, but no, that it's a very good slogan. It's a holistic slogan, and I think it's very accurate. Clark is it. When you look at all the things happening here with the airport, with the connection to Subic, the SETEX,
yes,
the deep sea port, all of it goes towards a promotion of this logistics corridor.
Right. Yeah. But you're not just working just for, as I said, GGLC or Peregrine. You really have to, it's got to be holistic for you.
That's right, that's right. I mean, that's where working with SILA has been great. SILA is comprised of a majority of the locators here in Clark.
The big ones, right?
The major locators,
the top employers.
But the top employers, but all the way down to the smaller operations, which are still just as important. They're still employers, they're still generators of value and revenue for the Freeport zone. And so it's been very nice to be involved with SILA and to understand more of the issues that go on within Clark, to try and address these issues, to work with CDC and SEOC on a hands-on basis.
The communities, right? You've been working
That's right.
with the communities.
One of the initiatives that SILA has started this year, there's a lot of CSR projects. Everybody has them. Everybody tries to figure out their niche.
Individually for the firms, right? They have
That's right. Every firm kind of has their own niche and their own CSR project. SILA developed its own. We wanted to get involved, and we didn't want to do it through another group's program. We wanted to come up with our own, essentially program niche and directly address a need. So we found various schools in the area, in Mablacat, in Angeles, that were in need of classroom desks and chairs.
Right.
You go to some of the schools in the area, students are sitting on mats on the floor, students are sharing desks, and so we wanted to, in a small way, contribute to alleviating that problem. So we were able to identify a manufacturer supplier for a kind of hard plastic, all-in-one desk chairs with the storage space underneath, and we've already donated. I think it's somewhere around over 300 units, maybe 400 units to 2 different schools.
And it's an ongoing.
It'll be an ongoing initiative.
One-time thing.
No, and so we identify schools, we go visit them, we identify the need, and then we step in and provide that donation. So we've got 2 more schools now that we've identified. And we're getting ready to visit, and then we'll make donations to them maybe in the upcoming next 2 to 3 months.
But I remember when Peregrine came in first at Clark, that was the first thing that they did before even they started their own businesses. They started making connections with the communities.
That's right.
Mr. Dennis.
Dennis is. He understands the importance of that.
Yes.
He's a very. The approach, our holistic approach towards marketing, is really, I think it starts with him. A good example of that is we just finished a CSR project in Mablacat
Yes.
The McSai primary school.
Right.
It's in a in an area called McSai, but an area where it was really a struggling school.
Yes.
You know, had open sewer areas. Again, the classrooms were, you know, basically not up to scale, weren't in good condition, and needed a lot of help. We actually just finished a renovation of the entire school, and you know, spent a good
amount, huh?
yeah, something like $1.5 million pesos to fully renovate the school, and the mayor was there for the handover and everything, Mayor Morales, and it was very nice. Really, it was rewarding to see the teachers and the principals all just so excited, and you could even see it in the students' eyes how kind of everybody felt like it was a better learning environment. So that was kind of the start of something that we've been doing with renovations of schools in the area.
That is a culture within Peregrine and GGLC, right?
That's right.
But this is also, I think, shared by lots of the SILA members.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, CSR is something you find throughout the SILA Association members, big and small. Yokohama has programs.
Yes, they have.
TI, everybody has programs, and they all find that niche. You know, whether it's environmental with tree planting programs for Yokohama, or school chairs, or renovations, wherever they can find it. But so many of these groups are doing a lot to help the community, and I think that's one of the things that SILA strives to instill in the membership is the importance of being a good member of the community, not just operating within Clark for the sake of business, but to also be a member of the community and the surrounding area.
So you don't want to see Clark as a mere enclave, but
no, Clark.
You extend the progress outside. We call it parallel development here.
That's right. I mean, really, Clark cannot be successful if Angeles and Mablacat are not successful. You see that happening now. Mablacat just became a city.
Yes.
A lot of that has to do with the activity that's happening in the surrounding area and inside Clark. But all of this blends. Clark is only so attractive, within the zone, but if it's chaos outside, or if it's corruption outside, or if it's inefficiency outside, then it's less attractive. So that's where the ability of Angeles and Mablacat to be premier cities and beacons of efficiency themselves is very beneficial for Clark. So it goes hand in hand. I mean, that's why the Metro Clark Advisory Council is so important. That's why MAXI and SILA collaboration is so important. All of these different organizations, it's all the same goal. They have maybe a different vision statement and a different membership base, but it really is all the same goal.
All the same, right?
Yeah,
And we're happy to hear that from you. We're happy to hear that from the SILA president, because originally the Freeport was started then as a Clark Special Economic Zone to alleviate the deteriorating condition in the outside communities. One, the pullout of the U.S. troops in the base, and then of course the eruption of Pinatubo. I think right now we're doing a good job, especially in terms of employment.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, I think to fully appreciate what's happened here at Clark and to understand where Clark and Subic are going, you really have to look back at the histories and realize that this is a huge success story. At the height of the U.S. military bases here, between Clark and Subic, they were employing 45,000 full-time Filipino jobs. And now today, between Subic and Clark, it's over 160,000.
You're right.
65,000.
And growing, right?
Yeah, and growing. 65,000 here at Clark alone.
Especially when you're in full...
well, right. I mean, as we start to really get into full swing, our projections, depending on build-out, are in the range of 200,000 people living and working within GGLC. Right. So, I mean, huge impacts. But
that's like a new Freeport by itself, right?
Well, the model we look at, it's like an aerotropolis. It's an airport-driven city. So, and that was the point I was going to make, is that the airport really is coming online now. This year, they're projecting over 1.6 million passengers. They have over 300% increase in domestic passenger use. It's always been a very large international base of traffic.
Airlines are coming in.
Airlines, carrier
those
after
connected
carrier.
with the airline
That's right.
industry are coming in also.
Absolutely. It's not just the carrier side of growth, it's
Right.
also the maintenance, repair, overhaul, the flight simulation, all the supporting activities
The
for
schools,
aviation.
right?
The schools, that's right.
For pilots,
Cebu
for
Pacific, that's right.
For mechanics.
No, it's been pretty phenomenal, the growth. And I think that's really just the tip of the iceberg at this point.
Yes.
To be honest with
But
you.
you're ready for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's our whole business model, is to be prepared for that. But I mean, that's really what's going to be the driver moving forward. Is when you look at it, Clark. This is not the end of the success story. This is just the beginning, I'd say.
Right.
We're just now at that start of the exponential curve, where you're going to see nothing but growth. And as you mentioned, you know, the needs before.
Yes.
To bring in business and bring in employment after the military base transition in Mount Pinatubo, those needs have changed today. Now Clark can be more discerning.
Right.
They can be more selective in who they want to bring in, because space is at a premium, and you know, with the entrance of Samsung and TI and Yokohama's expansion, these are major investments, billion-dollar investments. Brand name investments that gives a lot of credibility to Clark, gives a lot of credibility to the Philippines. So no longer do they really have to entertain offers from smaller, smaller end, lower
the smaller
end.
ones can group together.
Oh, surely. No, it's not that they don't have a place. It's just that this becomes really kind of a higher end market.
You're happy that the big players are already coming?
Absolutely, because that's, in the end, when you talk about employment,
yes,
it's one thing to say there's 65,000 jobs here at Clark, but it's a totally different thing when you can say 50% of those jobs are high value, high technical skill jobs, because that means something more.
Right. More money.
More money.
Flowing.
That's right. I mean, there's more spending power. That's better for the entire economy, the entire country. It helps in the legacy of education of generations following. I mean, that was the same thing with the military bases. The Filipinos who were able to get jobs in the military bases or go into the different programs to become military active duty members,
right.
They had a legacy of being able to educate their kids and then their kids going and getting better jobs. And that's what you see all over the world. It's that next generation being better than the last.
Right.
Higher educated, better jobs. And that's the same thing, I see happening here at Clark and Subic with the entry of these locators and these investments. You're seeing the quality of the job is much better.
We're gonna have a break, but after the break, I'd like to find out from you. Are you happy with the way the local communities, from their side, from their end, coping up with the developments inside the Freeport?
Okay.
We'll talk about that after this.
Sounds good.
Messages. Okay.